So I finally played a video game for the first time in months, and it wasn't Marvel Rivals. So I bought Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2 so I could play Mega Man X8, which is a game I played as a kid. But what I did learn in the process of playing the game is, man, I fucking suck. I fucking suck, bro.
Well, this is like the OG Mega Man, like the fucking like 2D platformer one, like Megalovania.
It's technically 2.5D. It's like not quite 3D CGI, but it's halfway there.
Okay, Justin, I'm being told that we are now officially taking the listeners' time. Let's get this started.
Wait,
yeah, hold on. Someone's at the door. Actually, that was weird. All right, let me go answer the door really quick. Gabriel!
Gabriel's here.
Hey!
Welcome.
What are you doing here?
Oh, that's why this place seemed familiar.
Great. Have fun with that one, Dave.
Yeah, have a great time with that.
Anyways, can I stay here for a while? Hamster's chasing after me. It has a gun. It's a bit scary situation.
I'm sure the hamster's harmless, but yeah, sure, stick around.
Okay, Brendan.
Hello.
What's your
Hi,
name?
that's me. My name is Brendan. Yes, hello.
Christian, what are we watching?
These days, well, last night I watched...
What are we watching for the show?
Oh, One Piece.
Justin, what episodes did we watch?
I don't know about this we thing, but I think you guys watched episodes 957 to 958.
Joining us, Gabriel. Gabriel, how are you doing?
Doing all right, I think. It's pretty good.
Good. I'm glad.
Hello, everybody. While our heroes steel themselves for the tides of war, back at the edge of the New World, two kings, seeking retribution for their citizens, imploring the leaders of the world for an amendment, underscoring the very policy that led to the shadow states of their kingdoms. Now, with so many vacant seats, the government declared a full abolition of the Warlord System. With not a moment to spare, Marine fleets emerged unexpectedly throughout the world to capture all its remaining members. Amidst blue trousers tucked in black, a specter looms in mines trimmed with gold. A faint shadow slithers behind an opaque ink mist. White panes hover above, the hounds of time growling in a mass of battle cries. And then suddenly, a crackle. The shadow clears, distance striking past the haze wall, claiming the form of a pirate ship. Aboard, a crew of silhouettes echoing familiar laughs. At the center, a strange figure. Just as the ship appeared, something else followed. A bright figure, tattered flag in hand, standing opposite the ship, posed for impact. It was none other than the Navy hero, Monkey D. Garp, who turned as Garp and Roger surfaced behind him. The two stood side by side in what would later be known as the God Valley Incident.
So my hot take here is that Rox D. Sebek is actually a superhero, and the Navy doesn't want us to know that. Also, what I'm saying here is that Goldie Roger, biggest villain in the series.
Interesting.
My man over here, Justin, do you mind if I play alley-oop here?
No, go ahead.
Brendan.
Yes?
I was waiting to see where this was going, and this is sort of interjecting into the talking starters here we got going on.
Ah, dang it. All right, fine.
Where these were supposed to be very, because you're going to dive into something really deep, and we sort of need to organize this, otherwise we're going to get lost.
All right. Fine.
Christian,
please, if you will.
at the Reverie, it was decided that the government would abolish the Warlord System. How do we think the world is going to be affected when a major branch of power is suddenly removed? Why are some countries celebrating while others despair?
Who wants to go first?
I'm gonna lead this one. So One Piece is a kid's show. 957 marks one of the first big episodes where they actually got a lot of budget, kind of out of fucking nowhere, or they started to care. One of the two happened. One of the things that's really good as like a long listener, watcher, reader for this franchise is we actually get to be really excited about what it means for this thing to be abolished, even though once upon a time we had the main Marine guy, the blind Marine guy, who was like, oh yeah, I want to abolish the Warlord System. We sort of believe that it might happen, but to be here and now for it to actually be transpiring is very fun. And that's what I have to say about it.
So I want to give my opinion on the celebration and despair that several countries are like seemingly reacting. The introductory to these episodes is Garp dropping off Neptune at Fishman. And he drops a very important line where he says, as long as there's religion and wealth and equality.
How dare you steal my quote, you motherfucker?
Same. Rip quote time.
That's my quote too, man. What the fuck?
And it also pretty much highlights why countries are in celebration or despair. Some countries are going to benefit from the dissolvement of the Warlord System, and that their peace of mind is better when they know there's like a justice system hunting down pirates and all that stuff. But what they don't realize is that some of these warlords are actually protecting some countries. Some countries are benefiting from the warlord system because their country is very prone to being subjugated to some sort of power, either because they're like crucial for resources or it's just like a very impoverished country.
Yes.
And I believe that is why Alabasta was like in such despair. Was it Alabasta? I don't know. It wasn't confirmed, right? It was just insinuated.
Alabasta was a nation that was absolutely grieving by the news of this reverie, yes.
They never stated it directly, but like judging from the environment that we saw and like the clothing that we saw these characters wear, we could put two and two together and make the good guess that's Alabasta citizens. Like that girl who was watching the news coups fly around and she seemingly walked in on her parents crying. Although I think that might have been for different reasons.
This isn't really specified within the episode, but you get the idea that there's two distinct stories within this newspaper and one we are not privy to because they're like realistically, there is no reason why Koala and all of the Revolutionary Army should be this distressed about the 7 warlords being abolished. And they explicitly mentioned Sabo. You think there's something going on there? Like, what do you think is going on with Sabo?
Well, I think the insinuation is that Sabo is dead, which is ridiculous to me.
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Do we really feel like we brought Sabo back after all this time just to kill him again?
No!
The fact that it would happen off screen is a big flag, to be honest.
Off screen for now.
That no. There's no way we Sabo is dead at the beginning, comes back to life halfway through, and then we just fucking kill him randomly without there being.
Listen, Ace died. Why can't Sabo die? That's what I'm saying.
It's probably the military covering another thing up. We watched them try to do it in these episodes with other information.
True, a little true.
Which might have been about Sabo. We don't know if it was about Sabo or the warlords. It was probably the warlords, but who knows? They tried to cover up information in these episodes. Sabo being quote-unquote dead could be the first stage of a cover-up that even Morgan's wasn't privy to.
True.
That brings us into our next topic. But before that, does anyone have any other answers for the power vacuum stuff?
Before we move on to the next topic, I don't think that the people of Alabasta are crying because the warlords got abolished. I think they're crying for Sabo because the Revolutionary Army probably has a very heavy influence in Alabasta.
You think so? Really?
Yeah, I would say so.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that they had to hold a whole revolution there in the first place to get out of the clutches of Crocodile.
Well,
so there's a lot of like uncertainty in the show, and that moves us to our next topic. A constant thread in the series is that the flexible nature of historical events, not as they occurred, but as they're rewritten. Bounties, while monetarily tied, have another attribute, narrative control, similar to like Nico Robin and her youthful bounty of, what was it, like 8 million, 10 billion, something?
80.
It was a lot. All right. It was a lot. They really wanted to hunt her down. So that brings us to the question, like, why is it important and very much like they dedicated half an episode to bounties? Why is it important that the government change those right before or right as they're like bringing down all the warlords?
From the perspective of the audience, like bounties are shows of strength to an extent, with some exceptions. Like many people treat them as like basically the One Piece's power scaling. And within the world of One Piece, I feel like the Marines believe that wholesale. They think that Buggy is one of the most dangerous people alive.
Well, that's because he is. Future King Pirates.
The big thing here from a narrative perspective is not to be like, hey, they've got a 4 billion bounty. If anyone takes them down, we will pay out. The point here is to be like, I want every single country and every single institution in the world to recognize how much of a threat we recognize these individuals as and do absolutely no business with them. It's the only means we have other than literally trying to overthrow them, and that's not a fight that we're willing to have. So therefore, stay clear of them. This is the number with which we say, ignore these motherfuckers, please.
What I was thinking is that bounties help shift like the focus of like social zeitgeist. I don't necessarily know if it's like, hey, pay extra attention to these particular sets of people. Hey, everyone look at this, but it's meant as like a diversion from something else, if what I'm saying makes sense.
I think that largely what Brendan is saying is probably true, where does the government expect anyone who's not also a pirate or marine to take down Kaido and is going to pay out the 4.5 billion berries? Absolutely not. It's entirely just a who is becoming a problem to the general public is what these bounties are about.
Can I also say, fun fact here? It is very fun that within this episode and when this chapter debuted, we finally got the big bounties of like all of the major players that we've known thus far in the series.
Yeah.
I will say there was a time where little Brendan, naive though he may be, really believed we were in like the end game within like a 6-year period when this chapter came out.
Oh, you silly goose.
I mean, yeah, you get the bounty of Goldie Roger, obviously. It's like, oh my God.
We literally got Gold Roger's bounty. I had no reason to believe that we were not somewhere near the fucking end of this franchise.
Once we get out of the millions, there's no point.
Yeah. I did really like the idea at one point in time that I thought I heard in the grapevine that anyone with several billion plus several millions with like any hundreds of thousands, that was like the code when you had like the hundreds of thousands in tandem as the do not go anywhere near this guy. Like they are big fucking bad news. We have no intention of paying out the bounty. Just stay fucking clear of them code. But that can't be true because Big Mom's bounty does not end in the hundreds of thousands.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess another thing about bounties, this was my opinion when I read it initially, but I'm still glad about it. I'm glad that Oda resisted that temptation of leveling the bounty numbers to another level, like giving Goldie Roger like a 56 billion bounty, because you say that when you read these chapters, you believed, oh, we're in the end game now. But for me, it's also like Kaido's bounty is 4.5 billion. Rogers is 5.6 billion. And of course, there's like a level of difference to that, but it's not like 10 times, 100 times the bounty.
True.
They're not even close. Like in terms of, I want to say power scaling, please excuse me. Like in terms of scaling, it's comforting to know that at the level we are right now, it's not gonna get much more extreme. Like we are fighting against endgame level opponents. I think that's kind of comforting because a lot of shonens get caught up in this like thing of you're in the final 100 chapters and suddenly the next opponent is still 10 times more threatening than the last one.
So for those keeping track at home, Gold Roger's bounty is 5,564,800,000. That means that his bounty is 5.5. I would find it really funny if Luffy's eventual bounty by the end of the series was 5,600,000,000 because it would be 5.6, which are his Japanese numbers of Go and Mu. And I think that'd be really funny.
I can see that happening.
That would be pretty cool.
And it would just a little clear Gold Roger, just a little bit. It wouldn't totally trouse him, just like a little more than Gold Roger.
Just a little bit.
I want to pose this idea that, one, it's mildly dependent on the possibility that like both either Oda or like the animators could have kind of like glossed over the idea that like Gold Roger is like definitively the highest bounty ever. Like there's no contesting that and they're not neglecting anyone, because I think it's worth posing that they never gave us Dizabek's bounty.
I agree. That I was also going to bring this up. I'm so happy. Thank you.
Justin, you brought up his name, so I guess that brings us to the next point.
Right. In episode 958, we learn of a very crucial figure, Roxy Zebek, leader of the Rocks Pirates, whose crew included titans such as Big Mom, Kaido, and Whitebeard, and also Captain John, because, he's important. Sengoku recalls the story as a time of total anarchy.
Also Shiki, if we're going to do that again.
Yeah. Shiki was there.
Oh, right, Shiki the Lion. Low-key, I forget he's there every time. But yeah, Sengoku recalls the story of a time of total anarchy that was only stopped by the hands of then Vice Admiral Garp, and the one and only Goldie Roger. With this information, what thoughts or questions come to mind in relation to the characters at hand? I already made a big spiel about this, but to quickly reiterate, my 2 thoughts on this are Roxy Zebek, a hero, and Goldie Roger, villain, because I don't trust the government.
Big villain. Got it.
Yeah,
Facts. Fair enough.
makes sense to me.
I mean, are you going to dispute that the Rocks pirates had internal disputes about this? Because at the current moment, Kaido and Big Mom had something going on, so clearly something happened between them before this.
I would believe it if you told me a pirate crew of like the most powerful people on the planet at that time just beefed so much that they sometimes killed each other aboard their ship. I'd believe that.
Yeah, I would too.
It'd be like that.
Before we get into the character study, we want to get some reactions from the fact that, like, the 3 emperors were on one pirate crew.
Before this set of episodes, we did know that Big Mom and Kaido were on the same crew because what's his name? The Tungy guy, one of Big Mom's kids, let us know that from a previous set of episodes.
Pero
Sparrow was like, yes, once upon a time, Big Mom and Kaido were on the same crew. And then we were just kind of like, oh.
I mean, yeah, but it's the same crew and fucking Whitebeard.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. That Whitebeard was also there.
Dude, imagine a world and a pirate crew where Kaido is the Kobe of the ship.
Right?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
This shit is wild. That's my reaction.
Can I be really real?
No.
So as a watcher and a lover of this show, I was actually very unsatisfied with this reveal when it was originally given to us in the manga live.
Oh.
I am a big proponent of let legends be legendary in their own worlds and not be reliant on being under a single banner in order for their legends to make sense. Like I'm a very big proponent of like individual people can become legendary and not have anything to do with each other. And when you box the legend like this, I actually find it to be a little less satisfying.
I think that this idea has overstayed its welcome long ago because every time we go somewhere new, there's at least one major character that had been part of Roger's crew at some point and had gone sailing with Roger. I have felt this for a long time. They have done this for a while. This excites me a little bit more just because it's kind of fun, the idea to me that...
At least it's not Gold Roger.
At least, yes, kind of. They've introduced this new character in Rocks, and also he's this guy who was the captain of these other 3. So I guess really what it is it's not even necessarily as much about the 3 warlords we learned were on the same crew. It's almost more about Rocks. Like, who is this guy Rocks that brought them together? Even when they were younger and weren't the well-known pirates they are now, but they were clearly powerful as fuck back then too. So who is this Rocks guy? And what about him brought everyone together to the table, whether they actually wanted to be part of a crew or not? It seemed like they all hated each other, but they still stayed part of the same crew. Why is that? The only tying thread could be Rocks. Because otherwise they just go and start their own crews, which they do eventually, but...
I want to chime in real quick. One, I was excited watching these episodes, but the first time I watched these live, especially when they introduced the God Valley incident, I was foaming at the mouth because this is such like a crazy thing to drop on me personally. I was like, whoa, like what an unlikely alliance, right? Then you have this Roxy Zebek mythical character and you're like, well, who's that guy? What do you do? Blah, 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 blah. For the longest time, and even now, I have been begging for the anime to give me like the God Valley incident. Like, I wanted to know what happened there. I wanted to be like freaking Fortnite drop me battle bus style into the island. I want to see firsthand.
Fortnite drop me in God Valley, bro. I gotta know.
Yeah.
I gotta know. I'm so...
I want to breathe the gas that's suffocating me as the ring closes in.
I'm so curious about what happened, why anyone was there, why the incident had to be seemingly scrubbed from history. Everyone, as far as I know, in the One Piece fandom has something in the One Piece universe that they're super curious about and just haven't gotten any expansion on it, like lore-wise. It's like some mythical event, and either they never will or they're waiting freaking 20 years to pray and hope that Oda like divulges more information about whatever the thing is, you know. For me, it's the God Valley incident. For somebody else, it's like, oh, where did freaking Dials come from and who invented them? Something like that. Like, I am that crazy about this.
Also, can I take a second to glaze my favorite character just for a second?
You have 30 seconds.
Throughout the entire...
As long as they're a revealed character in these set of episodes.
They are so revealed you won't even believe it. Like, throughout the entirety of Rox's legacy, of Rox's entire lifetime, Rox's death, Roger's adventure, Roger fighting the One Piece, Roger dying, Luffy's entirely growing up, setting sail, 50 fucking years. Brook was on that ship below.
Big facts. Big facts. Yeah, Brooke missed a lot of shit.
Wow. That's incredible. That's awesome. Thank you for saying that.
That did happen.
Brooke was just there.
He started his bony journey. Well, I shouldn't say the bony journey. That might have been 2 years later. He was sailing the what do you call it? The fog of the Florian Triangle 14 years before the events of God Valley. Or 12 years before the events of God Valley, excuse me.
Oh my God.
That's insane. 50 years ago, and then 12 years later, which would be 30 years ago from our timeline,
Yes.
that happens, and Brook is just chilling on a boat, having the worst time of his life.
That's so tough.
That's real rough. Like, there's a chance he even knew of this Rocks guy back at the time. Because I remember, at one point when they were in Sabaody, he even mentions when they were talking about Gold Roger, he was like, oh, I think I remember a rookie by that name. So, like, he knew of Roger, too.
Yeah.
Rocks was, like, running the seas alone while Brook was just sailing in the darkness doing nothing, bro.
Oh, my poor bony boy.
Poor guy.
Sorry, just to bring my other favorite scaling besides Brook's loneliness. I'm going to use this in many segments in the future. Whenever there's a flashback, I just want to remind you, by the time God Valley happened, we got a time split of when this happened. By the time God Valley happened, Big Mom had 30 children.
Facts.
Huh? She was having kids on that boat?
She was on Rox's crew with 30 kids.
Yes.
Yeah, she was not the captain of her own pirate crew before she started having kids. She already had 30 of them.
She had not started Toto Land.
Trust me on this. Whenever there's going to be a flashback in this show, I'm going to tell you how many children Big Mom had by the time the flashback takes place.
Oh, yes, please. That's a great...
Please do.
That's so good. I think I understand why there was so much hate on that crew. Because they were all forced to babysit her kids. There's 30 fucking kids on this ship.
I mean, to be fair, by the time of God Valley, some of the kids on that ship were adults.
So, yeah, Sparrow could probably have fought at God Valley.
Honestly, probably.
Also, it would be low-key kind of worse if, like, no one on that ship was a father to any of those kids. So they're all just babysitting children that, like, have nothing to do with them.
I think that's entirely possible.
That's crazy.
I know we have varying opinions on him, and we have been told that he is a strong character. We really haven't been told too much more.
Yes.
But the idea that Garp and kind of Gold Roger too, we don't know what Gold Roger had for power set, but initially they proposed this as Garp is the only one who single-handedly like fought off the Rock crew, and my initial reaction is, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, there's no way Garp was strong enough to fight off Rocks and the 3 people who would go on to be warlords. And then they give you the context of Gold Roger, and I'm like, oh, okay, this makes a little bit more sense. However, if it was just him and Gold Roger still, now I'm like, oh my God, well, what the fuck is... What is going on with Garp that in his prime, he was just this absolute
powerhouse
menace? Yeah, he was an absolute menace to society.
We know that through the entirety of, like, the past, Garp and Roger were rivals. And within the show's logic, being rivals means you are equivalent in strength.
The other thing, besides that I wanted to bring up, it's like tangentially related to things we've been talking about. But at one point, Sengoku poses a question to the current fleet admiral that what the fuck is going on with Wano, that consistently over the decades, people have just been constantly drawn here and shit just happens. You know, that the idea that there's something so powerful going on here, or there's some force that brings people here. And that kind of got me. I'm more interested in Wano now because we've gotten even just that little tidbit.
I think what's fun about the Kozuki Odin point is that the audience knows what makes Kozuki Odin important in this conflict. And we know what makes this conflict relevant to our characters. But the Navy's just kind of like, you know what's really weird? That Kozuki Oden guy, who is definitely from Wano, who served on Whitebeard's ship, who was on Gold Roger's ship, how is he connected in all this? It's very, very peculiar. And then we're just kind of like, well, it's connected because Kaido fucking killed him. Is it deep? No. But it's fun because it re-lends itself to the idea that the Navy doesn't know everything while simultaneously proposing the questions to the audience.
Yeah. Can I actually reveal something? CP0, their sign name is Aegis, which means shield. So it's being proposed maybe by the narrative that there's somewhat of an equivalent or contrary organization to CP0 maybe in this context. What do you think about that? What the hell is the deal with Sword, do you think?
I'm not sure I fully know what you're talking about.
What do you think Sword is?
I think that's where I'm lost. What is Sword?
Okay, so hold on. I wanna explain this for Christian because my guess is that his subtitles did not do an adequate job of closed captioning. X-Drake is a captain of the organization Sword.
Oh, okay.
Which is a secret organization within the Navy that X-Drake is a part of. That is why he was on calls with Kobe. Kobe is a lieutenant of the same.
Okay, this is where maybe I just crisscrossed it in my head.
Yes.
I thought he was head of SSG or like a captain of SSG.
Incorrect.
What do I think of it? I don't know that I have too many thoughts then.
It sounds like you only just learned it existed.
Also, can I just say, very cool twist on that formula, by the way. Like, we think, oh, it's going to be the same thing as his father. He was part of the Marines and then he left. But no, Drake decided to be different. He decided to be a double agent instead of just leaving the Navy. I just think narratively that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
I agree.
Are we led to believe that the organization known as Sword is so secret that even people in the Navy who are not part of it are not aware of it? I just want to make sure that part is correct in my assumption.
Yeah, I would assume so.
So my quick second question was going to be, do we think that law is part of Sword?
No.
All right.
Absolutely.
Now, as 9:58 ends, the final sequence is the Oro Jackson and none other than Gold D. Roger smiling mischievously as the end card cuts in. What is this sequence telling us? I can't answer because I know what it's telling us.
There's a definitive answer to this?
Correct.
Oh.
There is a definitive answer. You're not going to get it. Don't worry. It's kind of a gotcha question.
Nah, he's lying to you, bro. It means nothing.
Does anything mean anything?
It's a gotcha question for watchers only.
For caught up people only?
Pretty much.
Oh my God. Him and Tupac just been chilling somewhere? I don't know. I just took it as fun flair for an episode that heavily focused on the kind of legacy that he was a part of, you know, and maybe it's symbolic of the like him welcoming the new pirates in, you know, the worst generation that we've got coming in. Maybe that's it. Something to that effect. But you saying that there's a definitive answer makes me feel like that's not the case, but that's what I'll say, I guess. I don't know.
Because I'm going to tell you definitively, when we get done with this set of episodes, we will return to Act 3. Are we ready for Act 3, guys?
I feel like I've been sufficiently primed to enjoy the beginning of Act 3 at least.
Hell yeah. Next week is going to be 9:59 to 9:62. Moving on to quotes.
Someone stole my quote, but I'm gonna just repeat it.
Go ahead.
This is when Garp is talking to Big King Neptune, and he says partially, "They say all countries are equal, but that's just lip service. Wealth, poverty, and religious differences won't allow them to be equal." And that is the most political, on-the-nose thing that I've heard from One Piece in a hot minute.
They say all countries are equal, but those words never hold any weight. As long as there are wealth and religious differences, there will never be true equality, unfortunately.
Justin's like, that's the most politically fucking charged shit I've ever fucking heard in my entire life.
I love it. Give me more.
I actually had the same quote, but with the last line added. Even if they shake hands, they step on each other's foot with a grin.
Yeah.
When it's time to shake, they grin and stomp each other's feet under the table. These rulers can speak for themselves, but can they speak for all their citizens or the citizens of other nations? The Round Table is nothing but a myth.
I thought that was just like a really apt description of how basically all politics work in and out of universe, you know?
I'm gonna step in because all mine are about Buggy, so I might as well just get them all out at the same time. Just so everyone's aware, the island that Buggy is rested on is called Empty Bluffs, as in like an empty bluff. Which I find very funny. This quote comes from a Navy guy. As soon as Buggy was no longer a warlord, he was like, "Buggy, I know you're there. You're nothing but a pirate again.
As of this day, you no longer have any ties to the world government. All of your privileges and rights as one of the 7 warlords have been immediately revoked. Is that clear? Buggy, I know you're there. You're nothing but a pirate again.
And Buggy's just hiding in the corner. And then this is when the warlords are in the middle of their fucking villain monologues saying like how fucking hot shit they are. And then Buggy, after giving his monologue at the end of episode 957, he was like, show them what we're made of while I get the hell out of here.
While I fucking run, you losers.
We're in it deep, Chairman Buggy. Should we try to run?
Of course not. We are going to give them the fight of their lives! I'll be counting on you guys, all right? Show them what we're made of. While I get the hell out of here!
You know, while we're on Buggy quotes, I actually have one more because I found this one kind of sad and also kind of relatable.
Oh no.
I have this noted as poor Buggy, quote, my whole life's plan has been screwed up.
Damn.
Yeah.
Ain't that the truth, brother?
They had the whole coast surrounded. We got a plan, boss?
These buzzkills are screwing up my life plans!
Ain't that the truth? Don't we know that all?
That's rough, buddy.
I feel that.
Like, you have an entire planet, then the entire fucking system you're relying on just collapses under you. Man, fuck the world.
Big facts, honestly. You invite me to be a part of the 1% and then you rip it away from me? Like, what the fuck is this?
Honestly, Sam.
My cozy life was set, and now you're taking it back. How dare you?
You made me Jeff Bezos and then you actually put me in prison. Who would have thought?
I had a couple of quotes. This was one of them. One of them was from Garp. This was just an expansion on his philosophy. I find Garp endlessly fascinating, by the way, just as a person, as a character, and this is also just part of it. It's after he says the whole quote about countries. Even if there is a disagreement, as long as no blood is spilled, I call it peace.
The way I see it, as long as no blood spilled at the end of the day, then I'm willing to call it peace.
I just find that interesting, not like as a quote of like, oh, this is so badass for him to say. It's just like, what in your life happened that this is the philosophy you come to? That like, as a Marine, you call this peace. What has happened in your life? Has there been like an event in your life where just so much blood was spilled that your entire definition of peace was morphed around the fact that people die? Like, do you just define people not dying as peace because of something that happened? I don't know. I just find that interesting.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't know, dude. As soon as I learned about fucking celestial dragons, I'm all in on Dragon's cause. Y'all fuck me up.
Okay, the other two quotes are less substantial. This one was just like, oh, you're cool. From Mihawk, I feel a tremor of excitement. It's been a long time since I was the one being chased.
I feel a shudder of excitement. It's been a long time. I suppose I'm the one being chased now.
I don't know, that one was cool. It still doesn't hide from the fact that he painted your sword black, but like, don't worry about it. You sound cool.
He definitely painted that sword black, guaranteed.
That's crazy. What is a slander?
This is like a carnival toy.
I mean, it was a real sword, but then he painted it black for vibes.
I had one quick quote. It's from Big News Morgan's in 957 when the Cypher Pole agent offers him the bribe or whatever, and then he fucking floors this guy. He goes, I may be a miser, but first I'm a journalist. Right after he's knocked the lights out of this dude.
I may be a money-hungry Scrooge, but above all, I'm a journalist first!
Hell yeah.
That was great. Really made Cypher Pole Zero look like they ain't shit. I know this is a random goon that we've literally never seen before and won't ever see again, but yeah, like there was a brief moment where I was like, is Cypher Pole, are they hot shit? Like, do I care? That was it.
Also, let Big News Morgans be a lesson to anyone. Heed a world where you have only one person telling you the news.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Well, yeah, okay. All right, moving on to Gabriel's Fun Facts.
Fun Facts.
Gabe, it's your time.
My fun facts.
Are you going to read them for us this time, or is Brendan still in charge of that?
I think it would be just appropriate that I read my own fun facts. It's mine, is it not?
Nice.
Sure.
Hello, this is Gabriel speaking to you live? Huh. Well, no big intro needed then. Let's get... What?
Okay.
Is that a hamster?
Oh no! No! Oh no! Not there!
What is going on over there?
Is he getting jumped by a hamster? What's happening here?
I think he's getting got by the hamster, but they lost their gun. Hamster, could you let Gabriel go for a second?
Hey everyone. Good news. Me and the hamster have come to an agreement. Everything's been resolved, and the hamster promises that he'll stop chasing after me, among other things. How lovely. Anyway, to start, I would like to again clarify the canonicity of the One Piece movies, since Shiki got mentioned in this set and I feel it's sort of important. None of the movie's events and characters within them are canon in any way, shape, or form. Zephyr is not canon, Gil Tesoro isn't canon, and Bullet isn't canon. Sorry to tell you this. Shiki is the only exception as of Stampede because, as opposed to the movie itself, Strong World, the prequel short, Strong World Episode 0, is canon. Essentially, his entire backstory is completely canon, but everything that happened after he broke out of prison isn't. Though I do want to note, Stampede was the first piece of media that officially corrected the name of the final island from Raftel to Laugh Tale. The Eternal Post that features that name, of course, isn't canon either, but still, neat. Alright, how about stuff that's within the episode? Let's talk about that. Remember the other members of the Rock's Pirates that were mentioned? Wang Ji, Silver Axe, and Captain John? Well, you know nothing about the first two as of currently, but you do actually know Captain John. In fact, you've actually seen him.
Oh?
Well, his corpse anyway.
Oh.
One of the zombies that fought the Straw Hats on Thriller Bark had his body. Of course, his body was possessed by a different shadow, but yeah, that's him. He was also that pirate whose treasure Buggy was after during Impel Down, begging Luffy to give over his map. He seems to be quite important. I wonder how powerful he was during his prime. How about something minor? Remember the disguise the Cypher Pole agent had before he revealed himself to Morgans? Well, that's an actual character within the show, not just the disguise. The character's name is Attach, and he actually has quite an important role. He takes all the photos for bounty posters in the show. Luffy's smile, Chopper's moment of weakness in the face of cotton candy, Nami's photo shoot, he captured them all. He was invented in an SBS by Oda in response to someone questioning this very fact and has since appeared in canon material. Unfortunately, he was fired from the Marines after the 57th time he forgot to take off his lens cap during a photo.
No.
Afterwards, he was hired by the World Economic Journal. Glory be to Big News Morgans.
Hell yeah.
Now for some manga to anime differences to finish us off. The scene of Nanto Kanet fainting upon hearing the news about Sabo is actually made up by the anime. Ha! You don't know who that is, do you? Nanto Kanet is the wife of King Shelley, who is Sabo's adopted brother. Her name is based on Marie Antoinette. Actually, bonus fact, Nanto Kanet was first named in an SBS upon request from a reader. Her name translates to something net. And if you think that's lazy, you'd be correct. Oda admitted in the same answer that he was lazy while naming her because he, quote, figured Shelley's queen was probably a terrible person too. Okay. Based. And that's all for this week. I'm gonna finish the cast because I'm part of it. My outro doesn't really work that well when I'm actually part of the cast. See you all in a second. Dave's gonna put a little stinger to finish the song. And then you'll continue hearing, oh, you know how these go. Have a nice day.
Do they know how these go?
Thanks, Gabe. Oh, hi, Gabe.
Oh, hello.
Good to see you.
Thank you for the fun facts.
All right. Moving on for the fun facts. We have the Golden Ham. And I don't know, man. I'm just going to give it to Sengoku for being exposition dump, I guess, for this week.
Sen Goku.
Let me think about this.
Well, either that or Garp. I mean, Garp has some banger lines, but he was only in it for 10 seconds?
I would rather die than give Garp a golden hand.
I would rather die than not give Garp a golden hand.
Oh, wait, if that's the case.
In that case, I kind of want to vote for Garp.
Yeah, I'm going to vote for Garp. Hold on.
What the hell?
I'm going to vote for Garp.
That's 3 for Garp.
I can't believe I've been betrayed like this.
Betrayed. I will say this is not entirely to spite Justin. I did kind of the interest in Garp was slightly reignited in terms of what he was doing, and then in the past mainly, him chilling at Fishman Island. That is just what it is. I just want to see what happened on in God Valley with Garp. I want to get more about what he does that makes him just so fucking strong.
Okay, hear me out. What if we give it to Big News Morgans for telling the people mostly the truth?
Mostly the truth.
I could get behind a Big News Morgan's pick also.
He also punched that guy real good.
He did deck that guy.
I'm still on Garp, but I can take Morgans as a secondary option.
I choose Garp because I want Justin to suffer. That's what I choose.
That's crazy.
The spite outweighs a real opinion.
I choose Garp too.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Come on.
I don't feel like spiting Justin this time. I'm going to be honest.
You're taking this to numbers?
All right. Well, this is going to numbers then between Morgans and Garp.
All right. Am I pulling a number? Is that what's happening right now?
All right. I guess we're just pulling a number.
1 through 10?
Gabriel, go.
7.
5.
God damn it.
It is not 5. It is not 7.
9.
It is 9.
Okay.
I decide what news is fit to print!
Big News Morgans is the winner.
I think. I don't know what's happening anymore.
It's Big News Morgans.
That's honestly crazy.
Woo!
Somebody cue in the Frank Sinatra song. I'm spreading the news.
Fan mail. We don't have any fan mail this week, unfortunately.
Perfect. Also, no guard gab this week. Our brains are fried.
What?
We want to end the show.
What?
I was just going to say, I do hear in my ears from the producers, unfortunately, we are not doing guard gab this week.
Whoa. No, Gab. What are you talking about?
Listen, do you bring it up to the producers?
I filled it with all these oysters for nothing.
I don't know what to tell you.
Tell it to Dave, bro. Save it for next week. Just also refrigerate that, please. Don't let it sit out.
Man, they're not going to keep until next week.
If you freeze them or refrigerate them, they will. What are you going to do? Leave them sitting out like an animal?
I already did. I was going to be part of the bid. It was going to be stinky.
You're the worst.
Well, I guess the episode's over. And Devin's not here to...
Except I got to do the thing.
Yeah, go on, Justin.
If you wish to support the show, consider checking out pandasightings.com, where you'll get extra content like in-person recordings and vlogs. There's also a merch store where you can buy a little something for you or a loved one. Please, the hamsters will eat us if they don't get fed, and I'm pretty sure Gabe is a living testament to that.
Mm-hmm.
More so, we also have 2 other shows, Panda View, where we review different media, and the Panda Sightings podcast, where we simply just yap, available on all major platforms. We have officially 3 different podcast feeds. I'm sure that's confusing to all of you because it's confusing to me. So, just check it out. If you think there's a show missing or episode you want to go back to and it's missing, it's not. It's just been moved somewhere else. Good luck finding it.
Good luck.
Teehee.
Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to dip here because the hamster is no longer on my ass, but unfortunately the Orochioni Vabanchu are very persistent, and I think they might already know where I am.
Ooh.
You make a lot of enemies, and I'm not quite sure how.
I'm gonna have to resolve that one day, but today is not that day. Today is the day for running.
Today is not that day. Well, in case we don't see you again, it was nice knowing you, buddy.
Oh, don't worry about this one. Even in death, I will bring you the Gabe's fun fact.
Oh,
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
He has a contingency for that? Okay.
Have a nice day, audience.
Bye. Mwah.
Bye-bye now.